Heartbreaker wasn't sitting around them. They came and sat around her. Heartbreaker, I remember when Heartbreaker went live for the first time, she said, I don't know how to do this. I'm not used to this. And it was Chef and it was motherfucking Tea Time on her panel helping her run her live. Y'all don't remember? And then when the Black Chicago shit happened, because respectfully, a bitch gonna get her money how they get their money. You can't shame nobody for how they make their money. How you make it is how you make it. Right? But then they tried to villainize her for how she made her money. She was milking the motherfucking rail pill ninjas like she said she would. She was milking them. They turned the narrative, spun that motherfucker, and said that she said that she hate all men. The bitch never said that. Pay attention. This the word on the curb. Y'all put the word on the curb emotes in the chat. Because y'all don't remember. A lot of y'all motherfuckers don't remember how the fuck this shit happened. How we got here. Y'all thinking that Heartbreaker just being mean. Nah, fuck that. Every villain has an origin story. Every last one of them. So I'ma tell the origin story. Because in fact, what it is that Heartbreaker was hurt. The basis of a villain is pain. They keep calling her a villain. The basis of a villain is pain. So, word on the curb. They sat there, befriended her, got close to her. All of them got to know her. Chef, Tea Time, and Crowned. When some shit popped off, she thought that she could trust these older women so much so that she called somebody's phone when a nigga violated her. We all heard Black Chicago admit to violating her. In grave detail. So alleged, you can say a whole lot of shit, but alleged ain't there. Alleged SA ain't there. Alleged ain't there. You can't input alleged when he admitted it. And there are videos of him admitting it. Now, here's what's tricky, right? Because she was going through whatever she was going through, she was having a whatever the fuck Heartbreaker was having, she was giving information. Now, what's the one thing that happens to most SA victims when they try to go and file a report? The report never matches because there are certain things that they remember and certain things that they tend to forget, and there's certain details that they may not remember to say again. So then it dismantles their case as to why most victims don't come out and say anything, because they will not believe them. Because of trauma and PTSD, your body will suppress certain things that has transpired to your body. Word on the curb. Word on the curb is that your brain will try to protect you from your trauma. Word on the curb. So boom, they have a conversation. Tea Time said that she never heard the video. The people don't believe. Word on the curb is that they don't believe that Tea Time is never just oblivious. That's the word on the curb. They said that Tea Time be claiming to be oblivious so that she don't catch no heat, but she don't be oblivious. She just don't be wanting to argue or whatever the case may be. Now, if you could remember, Chef had came up one day and said that she does not mind taking the heat for Tea Time. She says there are times where Tea Time will text her or call her phone and tell her to regulate the live because it's getting too out the way. Do y'all remember when Chef said that? Chef has said that multiple times. Since I've been around, I've heard Chef say it at least 3 different times. Word on the curb. Word on the curb. Word on the curb. Have y'all heard it? Y'all ain't heard it? Y'all ain't heard Chef say out her mouth that Tea Time will text her phone and tell her to come in here and try to regulate this motherfucker because it's getting too crazy? Y'all ain't never heard Chef say that out her own mouth? So, you the dummy. Okay, you have been made the dummy. Not mentally dummy. I'm saying dummy like test dummy type shit. Or like a motherfucker that's going, you see, y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. So we gonna put a pause on this story, right? We're gonna put a pause on this villain story. We're gonna put a pause on the villain story. Y'all go ahead and tap the screen. Tap the screen. This is good to me. My God, today. My God, today.
So many times, people didn't believe you.
So, because at the time I always just said wild SHIT. But when I did say that, that was prior to anybody doing anything to me. That was in regard to the red pill men only. And I put emphasis on the red pill men when I did say it. Now, they drug that statement out because they needed to attack my character or whatever when the situation happened with Black Chicago and I was at odds with Tea Time and them. So they was using that statement. They didn't have a problem when I said it. But everybody used it when that situation came out, as if I was just after all men. We all know Black Chicago is not a red pillar. So I made that statement based on the red pill man, because at the time they belittled women every morning, you know, the lower night side and all that, constantly putting them down, making them feel like crap, et cetera, et cetera. So that was literally just in regards to them. That had nothing to do with these women or anything like that, because that took place prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let me preface this, right? I know a lot of people out there just out there and be like, yo, OC, you should have asked this, you should have said this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking exactly what you guys want me to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody may want to ask something else.
And this is why motherfuckers should pay for a rozay recap.
I didn't know this live was going to take this kind of time.
Because, baby, I'm good.
We're here. So, all right.
The confirmation be confirming.
Here's the thing, right?
The receipts be received, don't they?
Why
Word on
did
the card.
you decide out of all days, out of all times, to do Doomsday yesterday and do it as viciously as you did?
She tired of being played with.
It was time.
She was
it's
tired
like
of being
the
played
book
with.
of Revelation, when everything that needed to happen.
Everything aligned the way it needed to.
It was time. You know, I was just checking off the boxes. I'm like, okay, I got this. I clocked that. Chef's at odds with this person. T's at odds with that person. I got into Nisha's space. I was working very hard to do that. That literally just fell in my lap. Everything was just clocked. And I was like, everything's done. Everything's done. I can do it now. I got the attention. Detention's page was literally created just to create an uproar. I literally needed to bring detention out at a perfect time. So when the Aries situation happened, I'm like, if I do this child's funeral thing, that's definitely going to spark something. And then when T did the whole thing with Crown and removed me from her platform, I was like, this is perfect. And so I literally just popped out with detention. I was going to do that on T's panel, but T didn't believe me. You know what I mean? It's not that she didn't believe me. I think she just wanted detention to be somebody else. And so I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll just do it from detention. So I went live from detention. I did it like that. When I got the audience that I had wanted and needed, I said, I'm going to tease the people and, you know, keep this audience by spilling tea or act like I'm just dissing creators. Even some creators I don't even dislike. I know the people want to hear something bad about certain people.
Me.
So I had to grasp their attention and I did. And I was like, this is just a perfect time. And I had never told anybody.
That's why she called my name.
And yeah, I was very calculated, very strategic, and very patient. And then, yeah, yesterday was just a day. I was like, I got all the receipts. I got everything I need. I'm ready. I had made the money that I wanted. I did not like the only money I saw raised around the Black Chicago thing was $800. I made $2,600 in the last 7 days from TikTok and doing this whole detention thing. And I was like, I want to make the money that they made. I want the attention. I want them to feel as shitty as I did.
Thank you for booking your appointment, Thibodeau. Shout out to Thibodeau. Welcome White House in the chat for Thibodeau booking her appointment.
Now, so you was playing in all 8 faces, even in the Discord and all that.
Yes, in every way possible. Yeah.
Now, would you?
I love this bitch.
Now, would you believe me if I said I've been called that shit out?
No.
I believe you. I believe you and T. I will say T was the most annoying because I feel like she was in the way of so much. She clocked everything, you know? And I was like, this bitch, you know what I mean? All the time. But I was like, I'm just going to take advantage of being in her space. But some things she was calling and it was like head on. And it was very annoying. But it didn't stop and it didn't get in the way of anything. I was still very successful. Literally, when I did Nisha's funeral, that was literally the icing on the cake. When Nisha said, hey, Anybody that platforms her after this already knew that was going to be the thing. Anybody that platforms her after this, they're getting blocked. My coach, which I will never reveal, stated, because it's somebody that you guys would just totally be blinded by, they said, you got to do rounds. You got to go on tour. You got to go sit on every panel of the big creators. Make her block them. Make her stand on that. I did. And that was just that. And so when Nisha said that she would never platform me, I'm like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? So when I acted like I had something on T, because Nitra thought that me and T fell out when T blocked me. T blocked me because she was sticking to her word for her friend. And that was just that. So when I came to Nitra's platform, I was like, this is so perfect. This is great. I set something up for some big gifts to come through. I said, I want her to look shitty. I want her to feel shitty. And that's why I came up there and played in her face like I did. And after that, I was done. Pariah is another one that I remember back in the Red Pill days, her and Blasian would laugh when the red pillar men would get on me and make fun of me, call me 304s. She sent $750 yesterday to hear a recorded call that I didn't even have. I only had 40 seconds of. And then, yeah, she sent $250 for the call, and she sent $500 for me to get off the live after the call. So I cuffed her $750. I'm like, oh, this is just awesome. You know what I mean? And shout out to the person who also sent the $200 for my robot vacuum. But yeah, so that was that.
Who's Pariah?
Pariah, she used to be.
I'm familiar with all the names that you said, but